Hello and welcome to Buzz This Week. My name is Tanay Tiwari. Barcelona fans के आंसू रुक नहीं रहे मेसी को PSG जर्सी में देखकर. शायद पाकिस्तान क्रिकेट फैंस के भी नहीं.
ये दुख का खत्म नहीं होता बे.
इंडियन क्रिकेट फैंस के भी नहीं, लेकिन उनके आंसू खुशी के हैं. After the kind of show that the Indian team put up at the Lords, बात करने के लिए बहुत कुछ है इस हफ्ते. समय भी है अपने पास. On the show this week, Lords of the Lords. Windies break Pakistan's heart. Cricket at the Olympics. And Australia dip further in T20 cricket. Okay, straight up, here's a Buzz This Week special petition to put up a new honours board at the Lord's Cricket Ground. They already have two. One is for 5-wicket haul takers. I mean, वहाँ पर आप देख सकते हो history. जैसे James Anderson ने history बनाई, he picked up a crucial 5-wicket haul in the first innings against India, becoming the oldest bowler to pick a 5-wicket haul in Test cricket in 70 years at the age of 39. वो history है, वो document हो गई. The other honours board is for century makers. KL Rahul, with that spectacular first innings century, not only set up the game for India, but also made a mention of his name on that honours board. As did Joe Root with that 180 not out, helping his team bring India's score down and also take a crucial lead in that first innings. वो history भी document हो गई. बाकी history कहाँ document होगी? The most crucial part of that game was a partnership between Jasprit Bumrah and Mohammad Shami, not with the ball, but with the bat. Which is why this Buzz This Week petition. एक board लगा दो आप वहाँ पर. ऑनर्स बोर्ड लगा दो और उस पर लिखो सबसे पहले मोहम्मद शमी का नाम और उनका स्कोर, उसके बाद जसप्रीत बुमराह का नाम, उनका स्कोर, उनकी पार्टनरशिप के बारे में लिखो, एंड आफ्टर दैट उस पूरे ऑनर्स बोर्ड पे ना पूरी कहानी लिख दो उस पार्टनरशिप की, बिकॉज इट वाज सच अ मैजिकल पार्टनरशिप. द टू ऑफ देम पुट टुगेदर द हाईएस्ट 9th wicket stand for India ever in Test history when batsmen 9 and 10 were batting, and the two of them didn't seem flustered. I mean, when they came out to bat, Rishabh Pant had gotten out, Ishant Sharma had gotten out as well. India needed to put their lead ahead of 200-run mark. They not only did that, 250 ke paar le gaye wo. Amazing batting out there. And when they bat like that, when Team India performs like that, Twitter has to lap them up in appreciation. And courtesy that partnership, first with the bat, then with the ball, India won the game, gained those 12 crucial points in the World Test Championship cycle, and also went up in the series 1-0. In fact, मैं तो कह रहा हूँ, name this week the Tailenders this week. If India benefited from the partnership between Mohammad Shami and Jasprit Bumrah, there was another partnership brewing far, far away in Jamaica, where Jaden Seals and Kemar Roach were batting, not only like it seemed like they were saving their lives, but also winning the test match, pulling off a heist for the West Indies. It was an interesting game. Craig Brathwaite got run out at 97. The pitch was difficult to bat on in Jamaica, and Shaheen Afridi made full use of that. Picked up 8 wickets. As did Jaden Seals, he picked up 5 wickets, becoming the youngest West Indies pacer to pick a test fifer. But then, chasing 168 on day 4, things got exciting. At 114 for 7, it seemed like West Indies were all but done. They did lose a few more wickets en route that target, and then in the last few runs, the kind of drama that ensued, the Pakistan pacers were not giving both Kemar Roach and Jaden Seals even an inch. But जब आप heist pull off कर रहे होते, आपको inch नहीं चाहिए होता, आपको पूरा yard चाहिए होता. Which is what the two of them did. Master Kemar Roach and his apprentice Jaden Seals at the other end. The two of them held their nerves and won West Indies a crucial first test, went up in the series 1-0, earned those crucial 12 points, and also battered a few Pakistani dreams in the process. But Pakistan can definitely take a lot of positives out of this first test match. Also, just saying, Babar Azam ne century nahi mari. Tokyo 2020 was India's best ever stint at the Olympics. Not only was their medals tally the best, but they also sent out their largest ever contingent. अब बस सोचिए, अगर उस contingent के साथ Indian cricketers भी जाएं तो, cricket भी Olympics का part हो तो 4 चांद लग जाएंगे नहीं? वैसा कुछ हो सकता है. The ICC has now set up a working committee to ensure that they make every effort to include cricket at the LA 2028 Olympics, at the Brisbane 2032, and then thereafter as well. Right now, it's just a committee that's dwelling into the prospects of including cricket in the Olympics. It's still a far-fetched dream because you have to ascertain the format, you have to ascertain the qualification scenarios, but baatein chal gayi hain, to dur tak jayenge. And we can only hope that India's hopes for a medal are only bolstered by Indian cricketers' presence at the Olympics.
अभी मजा आएगा ना भिड़ो.
Talk of hopes being bolstered, the exact opposite seems to have happened to Australia. They're prepping for the T20 World Cup and they went down in quite some fashion against Bangladesh in Bangladesh. In the final T20I, they were bowled out for just 62 in under 14 overs.
भाई हम तो शुरू होते ही खत्म हो गया यार.
And that was the story of that entire series. They ended up winning just one game, and the disappointment was apparent when Matthew Wade spoke after the series. As for Bangladesh, it was all things merry. They won their first ever series against Australia in any format. Also, Shakib Al Hasan became the first player to pick 100 wickets and score 1,000 T20 runs. And he was just being Shakib. Australia seem to have their task cut out because they need to improve their game in the subcontinent because the T20 World Cup will take place in the UAE. Although they did miss a few of their key players who might play in the IPL and perhaps gain a bit more experience in these conditions. Talk of the IPL, the teams are prepping already. They've landed in the UAE and they're gearing up for the season with pre-season training already underway. There are preps underway for the T20 World Cup as well, as New Zealand became the first team to announce their full squad for that tournament. As in other cricket news, England are all set to tour Pakistan for the first time in 16 years in the build-up to that T20 World Cup. All in all, it was a good cricket week, the week gone by. Your buzz challenge this week is looking a little far ahead in time. India's first playing 11 in that T20 World Cup. If you had to pick that today, what would that look like? Mine would go... मैं बता दूंगा तो मेरी कॉपी कर लोगे. पहले आप अपनी भेजो. #buzz this week on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. हम सब जगह हैं. आपको पता है. आप बस जवाब भेज दो. That's all that we have for you in this episode of Buzz This Week. Until next week, मैं मजाक नहीं कर रहा था. वो एक petition डालनी है. वो एक special honors board के लिए लॉर्ड्स में. आ जाओ कुछ करते हैं उसका. बनवा लें एक बोर्ड.